to feel a bit crowded. While you're there, you can try your luck with a paper fortune, but just note that Sensoji has a pretty high bad fortune rate. There's also a key walkway nearby.
Front right.
Back in that classroom light, desks in rows, but nothing felt right. Everybody laughing just to drown whatever hurt was pulling us down. You came in quiet, soft and small, and I was loud enough for us all. Not because I was strong inside, I just had nowhere left to hide. I learned too young that pain gets passed from hand to hand, from first to last. And when it burned too much in me, I made a joke and called it free. That's how it starts, not always fists, not always hate. Sometimes it's one sharp little line, dropped like glass into someone's day. I threw words like stones, then acted like they weighed nothing. But every laugh was a crack in somebody, and I knew it, I knew it. That's the part that kills me. We all bleed strange when there's too much dark. We never speak, so we push our hurt through someone else and call it normal for a week. But I still hear the sound of the things I said out loud, and they don't stop hurting just because I hurt too. I never went out hunting pain, never walked up first just to stake my claim. But if somebody touched my nerves, I gave it back in words that burned. Like if I could land one deeper cut, maybe mine would finally shut up. Like if I made somebody flinch, then I could breathe for half a bit. But that's not clean, and that's not small. Damage still is damage after all. And knowing what I do don't help when something broken wants somebody else. That's what's worse, I can't pretend I didn't know. Some part of me was fully awake, watching every cruel word go. I threw words like stones, then acted like they weighed nothing. But every laugh was a crack in somebody, and I knew it, I knew it. That's the part that kills me. We all bleed strange when there's too much dark. We never speak, so we push our hurt through someone else and call it normal for a week. But I still hear the sound of the things I said out loud, and they don't stop hurting just because I hurt too. I've seen the bridge, the river, the rain, seen crossed out faces carry the shame, seen what silence does to a room, how one small cruelty keeps blooming. I wish I could say pain made me blind, but sometimes pain just made me unkind. And that truth sits heavy in my chest because I knew better and still did less. Maybe that's what growing is, not saying I was hurt and leaving it, but naming every blade you threw and living long enough to answer to it. I threw words like stones, and they hit harder than I wanted. Now every hallway, every desk, every window feels haunted, feels haunted by the boy I was becoming. All bleed strange, that can't be where the story ends. I don't want my pain to keep surviving by tearing holes in someone else again. So if I speak now, let it be with open hands. No more making someone smaller just because I couldn't stand myself. I know hurt people hurt people. Yeah, I know that line is true, but it stops being truth worth saying if I keep using it to excuse what I do. All I ever wanted was a normal life. Wake up slow, calm down, sit at the morning table, go to school, come home, eat with my parents, say what I did that day like it was something simple. Maybe call and say I'm staying at a friend's tonight, like it meant I had a place I could come back from. Like childhood was a house with light in the kitchen, and not some lesson in how to become no one. But I was 7 in a treatment home, too young to know what that yes would cost. Other kids were building memories, I was learning how early a life can get lost. All I ever wanted was a normal life, not this half-built soul, not this fight to survive. I didn't learn to swim from safety, I learned from being thrown in deep. Not from love, not from warmth, just from the fear of sinking beneath. So I kept moving, kept breathing, kept my head above somehow. And now I'm hearing something almost good, still carrying then inside. And now at 15 I was already on my own inside. Not maybe in distance, but in the way it counts. When the world goes quiet around you, and you realize there's no one coming to pull you out, that's when my head became my whole address. Room after room of overthinking and dark anger came later, but first it was distance. First it was learning to live with the split in the heart. Then 20 came and I moved back with my dad. Not for peace, not really, more like unfinished pain. I had anger in me like a second bloodstream, like all those lost years and nowhere else to go but rage. All I wanted was a normal life, not this half-built soul, not this fight to survive. I didn't learn to swim from safety, I learned from being thrown in deep. Not from love, not from warmth, just from the fear of sinking beneath. So I kept moving, kept breathing, built myself from pain and spite. And people call that strength from outside, but they didn't live those nights. After enough years inside my own head, something in me finally turned and faced the wall. Not because someone taught me how, just because I got sick of watching myself crawl. I used pain like a tool in my bare hands, used stubbornness like rope around my waist. No one there to catch me if I slipped, no steady voice, no net, no grace. Just me and whatever was left in me that refused to die from what it knew. Like some kid thrown in the deep end who learns to swim because drowning tells the truth. That's the part people never really get when they talk about survival like it's clean. Some of us made it out ugly, some of us only stayed alive by getting mean. And now I sit here in a life that's almost right, almost peace, almost quiet, almost mine. But the past still sits down next to me like it earned a place at the table this time. Because you don't spend years becoming your own rescue and suddenly forget the way. You don't build yourself out of damage, then wake one morning, call it late. All I ever wanted was a normal life, morning table, school talk, somewhere warm at night. Instead I learned to swim from pressure, from being left too long alone. Not from love, That's the part that still hurts most. Not that I suffered, but that what I wanted was so small and still felt too far for most of my life. I sit by the window and let the world slide past. Fields, roads, houses, all moving too fast. Everything behind me fades into blur, like most of my life did, without asking first. Street light stations, names on the signs, places that stay while I pass through mine. People go home, people belong. I keep riding forward with the same old song. I watch the glass turn into a mirror when the outside dark gets deep enough, and half the time I can't tell what I'm seeing, my own face or all the years I lost. I got good at moving without arriving, good at staying up while something inside me slept, good at watching whole pieces of life go by and telling myself not to feel that yet. Behind the bus window, the whole world disappears. Town after town, like the last 20 years. I sit there alone while the night rolls on, like I've been in transit my whole life long. Everything passes, nothing asks me to stay. It all falls behind in the same old way, and I keep looking out like I'll finally find a place that feels like it was meant to be mine. I was 7 when I said yes too young, didn't know what that one small answer was. Other kids at kitchens, tables, normal days. I had a treatment home and learned to go quiet that way. Wanted to wake up, go downstairs slow, talk about school, have somewhere to go, call and say I'm sleeping at a friend's tonight, like I had a normal childhood waiting in the light. But by 15 I was already living alone, not in a flat, but inside my own skull. Too much noise in my head, too much distance in my chest. Too young to be this tired, too old to still ask for help. So I learned how to shut whole feelings down, put them under the floor and carry on. That's why I can watch beautiful things go by and still feel like half of me is gone. Behind the bus window, the whole world disappears. Town after town, like the last 20 years. I sit there alone while the night rolls on, like I've been in transit my whole life long. Everything passes, nothing asks me to stay. It all falls behind in the same old way, and I keep looking out like I'll finally find a place that feels like it was meant to be mine. Then I moved back home with anger in my blood, lived with my dad while life kept turning rough. In the last 5 years I carried what I could, watched him fade slowly while trying to keep the house good. That kind of grief starts long before death, when every day takes a little that's left. So when he died, it wasn't one clean break, it was the end of a loss I'd been forced to watch and take. Now I go to work, I do what I must, 9 hours bought, so I trade them for enough. Then I sit on the bus with my headphones on, splashes, fields in rain, street lamps bleeding gold on the glass. But the feeling never stays long enough before it turns into another thing that's past. Behind the bus window, the whole world disappears. My past in the dark, my breath in my ears. I sit there alone while the night rolls on, like I've been surviving my whole life wrong. Everything passes, even the pain, but some of it leaves a permanent stain. And I keep looking out like somewhere ahead there's a life that feels lived, not just carried instead. Behind the bus window, I fade with the light, a ghost with a ticket, just riding through night, still watching the world like one day I'll see something out there that still waits for me. So I sit by the window and let the world go. Fields, roads, houses all buried below, and somewhere between where I've been and what's next, I keep riding alone with the weight in my chest. They only know the eyes I show, the calm, the grin, the quiet bite, the side that stands in open view and passes clean beneath the light. They think they know what kind I am, from half a face and half a name. But there's another side beneath that doesn't burn the same. One side learned to keep it cool, to wear the mask and take the role. The other side still wakes at night with blood and thunder in its soul. And no one asks what made me this, they just step back when teeth are shown. They fear the stain upon my fur, but not the dark that made it home. There are two sides to a soul like mine, the one they judge, the one they never find. The face they get, the hand I hide, the blood they see, the deeper side. Beware the dog, that's what they say. Like I was born this way, but no one sees the things I carry. No one knows what had to break. The blood on me is easy work. It gives them something clear to hate. A simple answer, simple fear. A beast, a threat, a twisted fate. But what about the part beneath, the one that learned to swallow pain, the one that stood there all alone until the hurt got teeth and name? What about the side that begged to not become what now it is, the softer thing that got torn down before it even learned to live? So now I split right down the line, one half for them, one half for me, a face for all the world to judge. Oh, no one will ever see. There are two sides to a soul like mine, the one they judge, the one they never find. The face they get, the hand I hide, the blood they see, the deeper side. Beware the dog, that's what they say. Like I was born this way, but no one sees the things I carry. No one knows what had to break. Maybe I'm not good, maybe I'm not clean, maybe I'm just what happens when pain grows deep behind is not the worst of me. Maybe the worst is still the ache, the part that wanted something better before the world taught it to hate. There are two sides to a soul like mine, the one they fear, the one I leave behind. The face that snarls, the hand that shakes, staying outside, the hurt that stays. Beware the dog, yeah, read the sign. But no, there's more behind these eyes. The blood on my hands is only proof of what survived, not what first died. So judge the red, judge the fangs, judge the look I wear tonight. But you'll never know the side of me that disappeared before the bite. I didn't want this throne, didn't want these eyes, didn't want to learn how a hero slowly dies. I wanted streets, not battlefields, a sister safe, a normal room, not this island full of silence, not this endless violet gloom. And still I rise, and still I stand, with broken mercy in my hands, because the ones I love still breathe, and that has made me what I am. I'm just a king who wanted morning, wanted laughter without cost, wanted something small and human before the rest of me got lost. But if the world keeps asking more, then let it take what it has left. I'll turn my sorrow into power, I'll turn my fear into my step. I'm just a king who wanted morning. Soft snow on a rusted gate, cold breath where a name once stayed. There's a boy under all this weight, and a man who learned to hide the pain. I remember the boy I used to be, too fast for the chair, too loud for the room, running on sparks, restless and wild, like maybe if I moved enough I could outrun the gloom. But my mouth and my mind never worked the same. Thoughts hit a wall before the words came through. I could make sounds but not say myself, like my own voice got buried before it grew. No real friends that were really mine, most came through my brother then faded away. So even as a kid I learned a hard thing early, how alone can start before you know its name. At 7 they gave me a choice, go away, get help, start over somewhere new. And I said yes like only a child can, not knowing what one small answer can do. My dad stayed close when the world split wide, trailing near the home just to stay by my side. That kind of love keeps a kid alive even when the rest of him starts to divide. The boy who still lives under the winter skin, under the shutdown, the silence, the walls I live in. He didn't die, he got buried alive under years of surviving and keeping it tight. Now the man I am looks cold from the outside in, but that's just what it costs to keep the damage dim. Too much pain turned to distance, too much fear turned to control. So I built frost around my chest, just to keep hold of my soul. 6 years trying to teach my tongue how to line sound up with thought. Speech therapy, little repairs, trying to fix what my head had not. I was still outgoing, still hyper, then still all motion, still all fire. Then somewhere around 14, 15, something in me turned and cut the wire. Not all at once, not some big collapse, just slow enough to feel it staying there. Depression moved in and anxiety stayed low, self-worth hanging thick in the air. So I started building inward, room by room inside my head, a castle made of silence and pressure, with halls where the living part of me went dead. And people think cold is a choice you make, Like I woke up one day and chose this face. They don't see a mind that learned too young how to lock whole storms away. The boy I was still lives under the winter skin, under the shutdown, the silence, the walls I live in. He didn't die, he got buried alive under years of surviving and keeping it tight. Now the man I am looks cold from the outside in, but that's just what it costs to keep the damage dim. Too much pain turned to distance, too much fear turned to control. So I built frost around my chest, just to keep hold of my soul. I lived with my dad from 2003, and he was never just some passing name. He was home in the middle of everything broken, one of the few things that stayed the same. Then the last 5 years were slow death, and I carried that house alone. Watched him fade day after day, till every room felt carved from stone. There's a kind of grief that starts before the end, when you lose them piece by piece in plain sight. So when he died in 2023, it wasn't the start, it was the last long night. I stood there and watched the line go still, then kept going like the world expects. Back to work, back to breathing, with the cracked up spine and a frozen chest. Now I filter everything, what gets in, what gets cut loose. Not because I feel nothing, because feeling all of it would light the fuse. I can push whole days into the background, stack noise underneath my skin, hear two worlds at once and still keep moving like none of it ever got in. That's why praise falls flat on me, why warmth can feel like a foreign song, why silence looks bitter from the outside when it's really just survival. Holding on, I'm the king of an empty castle, the guard and the prisoner too. Safe behind the walls I built, but trapped in everything they grew. The boy I was still lives under the winter skin, under the armor, the grief, the years I've been living in. He still breathes somewhere deep below, under the ice where the old wounds go. And the man I became is what's left after the hits sink in. Still walking, still working, still dragging the winter in. Too much life came too early, too much loss stayed too long. So I learned to live like a storm held still, and call that being strong. The boy I was still burns under all this white, a last small ember I protect by shutting out the light. And the man that broke still gets up, still survives, still carries on. But deep below the winter skin, the boy still asks what went wrong. I remember the boy I used to be, before the walls, before the freeze. He didn't vanish, he got buried, and I've been digging toward him ever since. Filter my life, no, that's how I get through. I choose what can touch me and what I could lose. 'Cause caring takes energy, and energy runs thin. So I don't waste mine on what I know I can't bend. Like the day I showed up to work and forgot I was off. Could've stood there pissed, let it eat at my thoughts. Could've cursed the lost sleep, let frustration bloom. Instead I went shopping, then I headed home. And I shoved it all back like it never got in, like I never stood there, like it never had been. That's how my mind works, I file it away. If it won't change a thing, it don't get to stay. I put it in the background, I push it out of sight. Still hear it, still know it, but I don't let it bite. I built a filter in my head, layer over years, so I can keep on breathing without drowning in the noise I hear. Same thing at work when I'm there for 9 hours. I don't care what I'm doing, none of it's really ours. I do what they tell me, that's the trade that I make. They pay me for my time, not the choices I take. If it was up to me, I'd sleep those 9 away. But sleep don't make money, so I work through the day. And I don't sit there wishing every task was mine. I just move through the shift and let the hours unwind. That's the trick of it all, I learned how to detach. Not from life, just the parts that will wear down the match. I don't need every moment clawing into my skin, so I saw what gets through and what never gets in. I can filter out people, I can filter out sound. I can hear two things at once and still pin one down. Like gaming at a friend's with my headset on, while his anime runs in the room all along. I hear the Japanese even answer sometimes, while still locked in my game like I'm running two minds. One thing stays under, one thing stays clear. I still catch both layers, I just choose what comes near. It's been built over years, maybe 23 deep. A system in my skull that don't ever sleep. Everything gets sorted, shelves buried away. Nothing hits the center unless I let it stay. And that's why I look cold, that's why I don't react right when somebody says something good or tries to bring me into the light. I don't have the script for it, no clean way to respond, so my silence looks bitter when really I've just gone numb. Not dead, not empty, just locked behind the wall, trying to figure out how to feel anything at all. I hide my whole world in the castle I built. Stone out of habit, mortar out of guilt. Room after room where I bury what I know. Things I can't explain, things I don't show. No one gets to see it, no one gets to feel it. I learned long ago, if I opened it, they'd steal it. So now I keep the gate shut, snow over the stairs. And most people only meet the version that stares. They think I'm negative, distant, hard to read, but really I'm just cutting down what I don't need. Because if I felt everything the way most people do, I'd burn out in a day from the weight of it all breaking through. So I put it in the background, I push it out of sight. Still hear it, still know it, but I don't let it bite. I build